Hey there, sexy liars. We're going to get into this just so I don't spend 11 minutes on this video like the last one. So let's get into it. Aria, she's watching TV and her dad pretty much walks in, blah, 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 says that he apologizes for the way he reacted and thinking that the girls had something to do with Meredith's accident. And he says that the school called and they possibly know who did it. Now, I don't think they ever said, or he ever said who they think did it. But Arya just wasn't feeling the conversation. It was just awkward. I just don't like her dad anymore, and that's that. Okay, so then we shift, and the other three girls are going down to the basement in school at night. I mean, you know how they are. These girls do this all the time. And while they're down there, a person in a hoodie just runs out. And they ask Hannah, who's keeping watch, if she saw what the person looks like. And Hannah said no. Anyways, all of Harold's things are gone. They find a fake notebook of Allie's. The thing is blank. I mean, Spencer caught that from the jump. She was like, hold up, wait a minute, something doesn't feel right. Why would this be sitting here out in the open like that? And I had to agree. And I believe the note said, keep moving, ladies. Nothing to see here. A. You find out that the boy in the last episode who fell off the bike, he needs physical therapy. And now Spencer's hoping to become captain of their school activity. I didn't catch the name of it because there was a distraction going on in my dorm while I was watching that part. Mona shows up. She talks about how Harold was stalking her and how she and her parents went to the school and they were complaining about it and saying things like this man shouldn't be around her and all this stuff. And I agree with Hannah about how there's more to this story about why Harold is gone. I do believe, Hannah and I, we agree on that. We really, really do. You find out that Lucas was the one in the basement. Hannah said she didn't see who it was, and I kind of knew she was lying. I was like, Hannah, the person ran by you, and y'all didn't run after the person. Come on now, let's get it together here. So Arya and her mom talk in Arya's mom's classroom about the day Allie died and the things that happened there. Meredith shows up, and she pretty much just stares at them through the window of the classroom. The window of the classroom. And I'm just like, you evil son of a gun. Anyways, Mona joins the same activity that Spencer is in. And there's going to have to be like a quiz or something between the two girls because Mona wants to be team captain too. Surprise, surprise. And then after all that drama, Spencer gets a text message from A that says, quit while you're ahead, bitch. Okay, so we come back from commercial break, and Mona is pretty much talking about how she was able to make this video, and apparently she does have access to making a video, and Jason supervised her during it. And then she walks off from the girl, she sits at a lunch table, and she starts crying and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to believe this girl to save my life. I really don't want to believe her at all. Meredith comes into the picture again, and she confronts Arya's mom and says, I saw you and Arya talking and it looked pretty intense. I'm thinking to myself, you are bold, okay? I would not admit that I was spying on somebody. Even if it wasn't most likely intentional, I would never have admitted that. She a good one. But she says, like, I assume that it was about this, like the whole injury thing. And then Arya's mom was just like, really? You're just going to assume that that's what we were talking about? And Meredith, she was saying, I jumped to a conclusion. Arya obviously didn't do it and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. I was like, Meredith, sit your butt down. Nobody cares about you. And Arya's mom said that they can keep this relationship strictly professional between the two of them. Arya assumes that her dad got her mom, I guess you could say, knockout drunk because her mom, it doesn't take that much wine in order to knock her out or anything. So she assumes that that's when he snuck out and all this other stuff. Then she goes to look for the piece of paper from Allison's journal. It's not there. And then her dad's like, are you looking for something? Did you misplace something? And then mentions something along the lines of how she would like hide like stuff in her boots and stuff. And Arya's like, oh crap. he knows what's going on. So Spencer is studying hard for her battle with Mona, and guess who's there? Toby. Toby's flip-flopping self. But anyway, eventually Toby gets a phone call from his boss, and then he leaves, but not before giving an evil look, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm sure that was your boss calling. But anyway, Hannah goes to visit Lucas. You find out Mona has been blackmailing him, and he's deciding to leave Rosewood High, and says that she tried to run him over in an SUV, and he's sure that it was Mona, even though he didn't see the driver, but I'm pretty sure that we all know that it was Toby. You find out that what Mona has on Lucas is that Lucas was selling answers to tests. He had all the answers to all the tests throughout the school and was selling them to students who could afford them. And I'm just like, Lucas, you can't be that dumb. I mean, unless you really want some money, then okay, then yeah, you can be that dumb. And Aria, we go to Aria now. Aria's dad and Meredith, they're arguing, and this fool had the nerve to literally grab Meredith's injured arm. And I'm thinking to myself, you are an idiot. Why would you do that? She's already hurting. I don't care if y'all are having an argument. You don't put your hands on anybody, especially someone who already has an injury. So Paige and Emily, they're driving to the party, and Paige freaks out. She starts breathing funny. She gets out of the car. She says, she admits to Emily that she's scared ever since, what happened on Halloween. She isn't even allowed, not even allowed, I don't want to say, but her parents don't want her out at certain times, just like Emily, how she is now restricted from doing things. So the girls go on a walk. The moment I heard that, I said something is going to happen. You don't leave your vehicle alone in the woods if it's your only fast way out of the woods, but anyways. So then Spencer and Mona, they start their little battle and everything, and Spencer from the jump, she is murdering it. I'm like, Spencer, you go ahead, girl. Show Mona who's boss with your intelligence. Aria follows Meredith, and they sit down and they talk. Honey, let me tell you, we find out some interesting stuff. Apparently, Meredith caught Aria's dad in Aria's room, snooping around and searching for something. And apparently, Meredith said that he has, even gone through her purse looking for things, too. And Meredith pulls out the pages from Allison's diary, and Aria says, did you read this? And she says, yeah. Apparently, Aria's dad went to see Meredith the night Allison disappeared. And according to Meredith, he left her apartment to meet up with Allison. Come on now, y'all. Everything is clicking. Everything is clicking. I'm telling you. So then we go back to the two people who decided to walk in the woods, Paige and Emily. They get back to the car. They have a flat tire. Emily has a flashlight. The tire was slashed intentionally. Emily sees someone in a black hoodie. And what does Emily do? Finally, someone runs after the person in the hoodie. I'm like, Emily, thank you. You just scored 10 awesome points. Even though you could kind of say you shouldn't run after someone in the woods at night. But anyway, Paige follows her. And these girls need to start, building up their endurance or something. Every time they run after someone, they lose them. Every time. I just don't like that. But it was Toby. Surprise, surprise. Mona looks kind of fidgety, when they're given a break, she's all like, okay, gotta get up, gotta get out of here. And Spencer, little overconfident. She says, no, let's just keep going. And then they get to the final question. Spencer blows it. Mona gets it correct. So Mona is now team captain. And Spencer's bummed out. In comes Hannah, and Hannah pretty much confronts Mona and says, she's on to her. She doesn't believe anything that she says anymore, and that she's done with her, and walks out. Now, Aria's dad is at his office, and of course you see someone watching him. And who is it? It's someone in a black hoodie. Guess who it is? It's Mona. Can't trust that girl as far as you can throw her. Okay, so I kind of skipped a few things so this video wouldn't be so long. I know. Bad Courtney. But I do want to give you guys a few seconds and just let you guys hear my opinion about this episode. I thought this episode had a lot more suspense than the first one. You know, some of us talked about that and how the first one wasn't as suspenseful and that usual Pretty Little Liars feel, and I understand that. I really do. Jason is the one character right now, other than Arya's dad, that I'm very, very iffy about. I'm just like, you know, something is really going on there. I can't wait to get more information about it and to understand really what's going on. Lucas, I believe him, but then again, sometimes I feel like there's something else there, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. Hannah, I'm very proud of her for what she did, cutting off ties with Mona. Let's see how long that lasts. Toby, I have a feeling Toby may get caught in this next episode coming up. From what the preview showed, I kind of think so. So we'll see how all this stuff plays out, and I will see you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed.